It can't be on a charity, but we could maybe do it on the reason why they have a charity event.
So like
just poverty.
Not just poverty.
Primary school
the reason
children
for poverty or
children.
So do we need to look at why they're in poverty or
how they're helping?
How people are helping them? Like what's being done to
help them?
Yeah.
So maybe our topic would be what a primary school is doing to help their students living in poverty.
Yeah. Wow. The effects rather than what is the cause, and we may need to rethink the way we've worded our question and things. So if we're looking at causes, do we want to look at like something specific in poverty? Because I've read somewhere that there's lots of different types of perspectives. There's lots of different sections of poverty.
Wished to extend his definition of the hard bits to include all social studies topics and issues which involve controversy and conflicting values. I'll refer to these as the slippery stuff.
Stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella. Under my umbrella. Under my umbrella. Under my umbrella.
So should we come back from the Christchurch family's point of view and maybe look more generalised at New Zealand instead? Because our research is...
I think that's a good idea actually.
Our research isn't really
too general otherwise.
Yeah.
It's too
Specific,
isolating
yes,
Christchurch,
isolating
and
Christchurch.
we're not finding a lot of research about...
So we'll change our question to what are the causes of economic poverty in New Zealand families?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bobby Pearson's recording outside UC University here, just trying to capture some perspectives of people, what they think of poverty. Hopefully we'll be able to catch some students and see what they think. Excuse me, hi, how's it going?
Hi.
Could I ask you a quick question? What would you think poverty in New Zealand would be?
Well, I think the recession at the moment has probably got a bit to do with it. People not losing their jobs, not being able to feed their families.
I just think it's the Maoris that just don't want to work, really. They're the only ones that are in poverty in New Zealand. They spend all their money that they do make from welfare on alcohol and drugs and cigarettes. That's who's in poverty. Right, okay, thank you.
Cut. Yeah. Done. Hopefully you'll get another perspective of the student. Hi, excuse me, hi. Can I just grab you for a second? Just quickly. Just want to ask, what is poverty in New Zealand to you?
There's no poverty in New Zealand, mate. It's like third world country things. Yeah.
Right. Let's see if we can grab something off this one. Hi, how's it going?
Hi.
Hi, can I just ask you, what do you think poverty in New Zealand would be?
Well, actually, I was reading in the paper this morning that credit card companies actually have a lot to do with it, and the fact that they're misleading consumers into applying for their credit cards, and then consumers aren't educated enough to know how to spend their money, and are just getting into so much debt that the poverty increases, and more people are in poverty, and the cycle goes on.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
As prospective teachers, we need to acknowledge cultural diversity and false stereotypes of poverty. By doing this, our students will learn to think critically and relate to other groups in a variety of contexts. Through the issue of poverty, students can analyse and interpret people's connections of place and the presumptions of economic status. To use the word environment, the students need to look beyond their home and into society as an economic environment. Economic poverty is not a new issue, and students can research poverty and the changes society has had throughout time. This helps them understand the past and see possible implications for the future. Students can identify economic decisions that affect individuals and society. By exploring and analysing people's perspectives of poverty in New Zealand, students can think critically about their own decisions and implications that can affect others.
I'd like to further learn more about historical poverty and whether it's always been single parent families that are affected by economic poverty, or it's just a new thing.
I learned from our whole experience that stereotypes aren't actually true, and it was really interesting to research all of that and discover that the biggest group that is in poverty is elderly people.
I've heard how important it is to get a variety of people's perspectives on an issue. I mean, you can learn so much from just listening to what other people think and what they believe and what they value.
What I learnt most from my experience is that we have to focus on the cause and not the effect, and that it's important to keep going back to the original question and making sure that we're asking the right questions about the cause of poverty and things like that, and yeah, making sure that we're getting the big picture and not just specific things that aren't actually going to help anyone.
I've learnt from this experience that working in a group is harder when you're trying to find common ground on different perspectives and attitudes and values.